big batteries on the back, that's the ones that are powering it. And then this battery powers the gimbal. Watch the camera. See, no matter what it does, it stays perfectly level. Pretty crazy what they got out there.
Yeah.
And this isn't plugged in. This is a transmitter to send the signal back to my goggles, but it saves battery if I don't plug it in if I'm not using it. So.
That thing's cool. Too bad you can't get longer batteries.
Yeah, well, you can. If you want to spend the money, you can get them that you can get a setup that'll run 30 minutes if you want, you know.
Oh, really? Is that all?
Yeah. Well,
that's quite a bit.
That's a lot hanging on batteries, you know.
Yeah.
Wasn't but a few years ago you couldn't get an electric airplane to get off the ground. They were so underpowered.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The batteries, these batteries have, one of those batteries could start your car. One of those little blue batteries right here.
Right?
Yeah.
Really?
Their ability to discharge really fast is what really makes them work. You know, in other words, it would have taken a lot more, in other words, 4 or 5 times more weight of batteries before these batteries came out.
Wow.
And then the way it works is 3 of these turn one way, 3 turn the other way. So it's got a little computer. This is GPS. If I can't see what it's doing, I can flip a switch. It'll come back and land where it took off.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Amazing.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, it is.
You know, our neighborhood is beautiful there. It is. Yeah. Every once in a while at sunset, I'll get up and fly, you know, across here. Try to stay over the houses so if I have a problem, if it hits somebody's roof, it's not as bad if it hits them, you know. So you got to pay attention to all those kind of things, you know. People see me, I'll be like I was out at Mount Baker. I was flying way out over the water, taking pictures of everything. Man, you're not afraid of losing it? So not as afraid of falling on somebody's head and having a lawsuit. It's just a copter. That's no big deal, you know. But you let it fall on somebody's head, and then there's going to be problems, you know. Just losing a copter would be cheap.
What are these numbers?
Okay, that tells me what the voltage is for
I see.
This battery right here. So it gives me the voltage, and it also has a little sensor I can stick underneath this battery. It's not another now. I didn't put it in, and it'll tell me I can tell what how much the battery heated up. So the thing that kills these kind of batteries is heat. So if you're not going to use them for a while, they recommend putting them in a freezer. They discharge them to 50% capacity and put them in a freezer. They last longer that way. But they do have a life expectancy.
Amazing.
But I have a lot of pictures, a lot of video of my son whitewater kayaking out on the Wenatchee River. That's what he likes to do. He builds whitewater kayaks. And then the other thing that they do is whitewater snorkeling and scuba. They go down the whitewater rivers with scuba gear underwater.
Really?
Yeah.
That must be something.
Oh, well, if the water's clear enough, it's, you know, but like he said, you're cruising along, all of a sudden here's this big rock in front of you, you know? But yeah, I flew over them in Icicle,
over there,
Icicle River.
Yeah.
And so they're scuba diving, or they're snorkeling in the Whitewater River, and I'm flying over following. So my goggles were working then, and I was able to wear them and fly as if I was in a helicopter and just stay right above them. I mean, I was like that far above the water.
Wow.
You know, just plowing right where they were going, you know. And I ran the battery till it was almost dead. I almost landed in the water. Yeah. So I had emergency landing there. I went to get up out of the canyon, and I went sideways as fast as I could, and it just barely cleared. I was hoping if it didn't make it, it would at least hit and bounce up on top where it wouldn't roll back in the water. But it hit a pretty hard landing, but it still survived.
Well, I better get back to my paint.
What are you working on?
Oh, just doing a trim on the house.
There you go.
Around the windows. I haven't done it in a couple of years now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well,
Just
something to do.
Make the wife happy.
There you go.
Well, I got relatives coming.
Well, I've been playing with this a lot. Well, I've taken it out to.
Yeah, I was wondering what it was.
Yeah, I take it out to different places and take pictures. I took it up to Artist Point. The video from up there looks really good.
Wow.
You know, so you can fly up above Artist Point and everything. I don't know what the elevation it'll go up to, but Didn't have any trouble taking off from there, and that's
Yeah.
4,500 feet or something
Yeah.
like that. So I'm not sure exactly what it is, but
Amazing.
it seems to fly well up there too. Now, I have some video that I don't know what happened to it, but you know when you go out to Baker Lake, they have that interpretive trail they call it. It's a bunch of old growth trees.
Yeah.
Well, I went back in there on the trail, and I took off, and I flew out over all the underbrush and everything, and then I pointed towards the tree, and I started going up. And this tree just goes on in front of the camera forever and ever and ever and ever. And when I get to the top, I turn a little bit, and there's Mount Baker. And when I kind of spin around, all of those trees stand up way above anything else. There's only a handful of them right there, but they're way up above anything else around it. It's pretty. And then, you know, I didn't ever realize that. You know, you don't see the difference in those trees from the ground, you know, but you see it from up there.
Oh, I got wife's got relatives coming over from Holland
Oh, there you go.
at the end of this month, and they got to take them to Baker.
Yeah,
And then,
Deception Pass, another one.
another one, we're going to take the boat out of
Oh, the whale watching boat?
that deal and go way out around. They want to go on that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I like that trip.